So let's take a look at some of our national and international headlines for this Wednesday morning. It is March 1st, 2017. Donald Trump, in an interview on Fox and Friends, accused President Obama of orchestrating the protest against him. He basically said that, he thinks he's behind it because, quote, his people have been involved with it all along the way. There's, of course, despite the fact there's been no proof of any personal involvement of President Obama in anything anti-Trump. In fact, there's been more proof of former President George W. Bush being against Trump with some of the things that he's said recently in some TV interviews of his own. Medvedev believes that the West's anti-Russian sanctions are going to be in place for some time. He said at the time, when they first came out, that we ought to, quote, buckle down and get ready for these sanctions to last a while, because now the legislature is trying to formalize these and make them long-term sanctions. A French police sniper accidentally shot 2 people. This happened at a speech given by the president, François Hollande. The president was actually making his remarks in, I think, an area right next to this tent, and the sniper went to move. Apparently had a safety off, something. I don't know. They don't know exactly what happened, but it was an accidental shot. Went into the tent, through the tent wall, hit a server, went right through his leg, and then lodged in another person's calf. They're calling them non-life-threatening injuries, and then afterwards the president went and visited the 2 men in hospital. But can you imagine that? A sniper there to protect the president, accidentally firing his service weapon. Yikes. Crowds in India protested against Trump at the funeral of a man who was killed in the United States. Now, it was a murder. It does appear that it may have been racially motivated, but to blame one person for the actions of another, this again is the world in which we live now. Massive protests in India. Moscow and St. Petersburg are 2 of the 15 cities in Russia right now that are showing antibiotic-resistant germs and microbes. They're saying it's an emergency and something needs to be done about it now. This is the kind of stuff that, okay, you get sick in the hospital, they give you something to fight it. And guess what? Not going to help you. It's antibiotic-resistant. Yikes. Ukraine apparently is coming under fire for some of the remarks that have been made by some of the folks in high office there about basically an ethnic cleansing that they believe needs to happen to get rid of some of the genetically inferior people in their midst. And taking a look at the UN Security Council, there was a resolution that would put sanctions against Syria. Russia and China, unsurprisingly, voted to veto it. Also, there's a film that has been uncovered that Shell Oil made way back in 1991 that warned of global warming. Now, this is, before the whole global warming craze, and obviously before now the new thing that says that we're going to have an ice age sometime in the next 10 years. But folks are saying, Shell knew. They warned of the dangers of climate change way back in 1991. I think they got some money to produce the film from somebody. Rodrigo Duterte, the president of the Philippines, has apologized to Germany over the beheading of a 70-year-old German citizen. The fellow had been taken for ransom. Ransom was not paid. They cut his head off. And the president of the Philippines says, I'm very sorry about that, but we really should not pay ransom. Okay. Last story. Make yourself at home. Kellyanne. Did you see the picture? Apparently, Kellyanne Conway was trying to take a photo of the president while he was meeting with Black Caucus and some other leaders in the Oval Office. And to do so, she kneeled on a couch in the Oval Office where people are like, oh, you're just treating the office with disrespect. It's a couch. We'll move on. And make sure you check out my Alaska News. My commentary today focuses on something that I've noticed, how much little people, that is young people, benefit from reading to older people, and how much old people, like, the elderly, benefit from having young people read to them. Something that's happening in Sweden where they're actually paying college students. We'll talk about that in my commentary. If you like what I'm doing, please support me. RadioFreeSpeech.com. Thanks.